Welcome back to 5-Minute Knives. Today we're going to be talking about this little guy here, the ESEE. I don't even think this is going to be a full 5 minutes. What's there to say you guys haven't heard a million times about the whole ESEE line? I have a bunch of ESEE stuff, and I'm going to run out of gear eventually. A little wear on the sheath here. Original sheath. Holding up fine. I mean, I put this thing through hell. As you can see, I don't use a clip on it. Works just fine. I got some fire cord wrapped around it in case I need warmth and or to cook something. But this sheath has worked just fine. Not a lot of rattle or anything like that. By the way, guys, when you get one of these ESEE sheaths and they have a little rattle there, I take a piece of an earplug and I jam it down there. Case closed. You're not going to hear anything anymore. And it doesn't really dull the tip of the blade as I've heard in the past. It's fine. So I don't know if I did that with this one. I can't remember. It doesn't really bother me. Original micarta scales. Red liner. I always thought that looked super sharp. You see I still have the coating on the handle, but I stripped it here in favor of some ghetto patina, the old mustard ketchup special I did. You can see a lot of the wear on the blade, but that's good. I mean, it's good to have a blade you beat up, right? And this is one I beat up. This is definitely a user. This is the ESEE. You guys know about the 1095 steel. You know about the Rowan heat treat. They're the best ever. I'm actually going to pick up that ESEE camp axe pretty soon. I think that's a great one. I'm just very interested in that axe, and I'll probably be reviewing that at some point. But this sits in my urban bag. This is a, just I gotta abandon the car, run out into the woods for the night kind of knife, let's say. And also when I go camping or whatever, I use this for my whittling. It's actually okay at food prep. It's not bad. A little on the short side for that. Believe it or not, the Becker BK5 turns out to be an amazing food prep knife, almost like a chef-style knife, and doubles as an incredible tactical blade. Discontinued. I will be reviewing that. Big sucker. 9-inch blade, I believe. 8-inch blade, at least. But yeah, this is great. I have had some difficulty sharpening it. Now, that could be because I started off with the life of this knife on the Spyderco Sharp Makers, what I was using at the time. That possibly gave me a slightly different angle than the Work Sharp field sharpener that I switched to. But it's a serviceable edge. It works just fine. Not a big deal. The size is good. I will say this, the flat scales never bother me. As a matter of fact, I prefer it in a knife of this size. Being compact is the appeal. And once you start to round out these handles, why don't you go up to the 4? And I will say this, the only reason I haven't bought an ESEE is I can't find a reason for it. But I do love it. I owned it at one point and sold it and regret it. The ESEE is kind of like my sweet spot, but I carry the ESEE when I go hiking. And as you guys saw in the past review, I use the Turok as my, or the K-Bar Turok, whoever makes that. That's like kind of like my scrapping knife. So the Turok sits scout carry on the front of my belt, firearm on the side of my belt, and if I'm, feeling really hikeable, then I got the ESEE hanging behind that, but usually that's in a pack on my back. I don't go too crazy when I'm out there. I don't want to scare people. But yeah, ESEE. Okay, like I said, I don't think this is going to be a full 5 minutes because it won't be. Is this a buy? It depends. If you need something compact, also, I believe this should be about legal everywhere. It's a 3-inch blade. I don't think a police officer is going to give you a hard time. It's fine. Look up the laws in your state. Don't listen to me. But my experience, that's why you tune in. You tune in for my experience. I'm not an expert, but what do I think? You want another opinion? I love this thing. I would have gotten rid of it long ago if I didn't. The jimping's just fine. It's held up really well. It does everything I need it to do. Apologies for the crickets in the background. We just fed our lizard. But I don't know. I mean, if you want a one knife does it all, I would actually go up to the 4. And you're not going to hear that a lot. A lot of people say the 4 is sort of useless. I disagree. I think it's great. If you don't mind the size, I'm a 6 man. I always got the 6 on me. I've owned 5 different versions of the ESEE. So, yeah, the ESEE, from my guesstimation, is a total buy.